Scott Foster here with the Nebraska Community Foundation at their 30th annual convention. What a day this has been. We're joined by Bertrand's Colby, Gardine and Beverly Hansen. How are you guys today?
Doing great.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Been a good day. Have you seen a lot of stuff?
It's been a great day so far. This morning was, I went through a session that I learned a whole lot at, so I enjoyed it.
There's a lot of talk about what other places have done in their communities. That has to be so helpful with this, don't you think, Beverly?
It's amazing. I've been involved as an affiliated fund member since 2012, and I would say probably the biggest takeaway from the annual training is the fact of all the connections that you meet with other affiliated funds from around the state.
And nobody has a blueprint that you can follow because everybody's community is a little bit different. So that's kind of nice to have that networking to say, well, what do you think about this, right?
Exactly. And not only the positive things that come from it, but the negative things that you learn also from that communities are willing to share with you. And maybe not knowing why it didn't work, but helping them to find out a solution to what they could have done differently or what we could do differently to make something similar work in our own community.
I love that collaboration, right? I mean, it truly takes a village sometimes to create a village. And
Absolutely.
we're seeing that. You guys kind of got things started. Just tell me a little bit. Beverly, I'll stay with you for a second and talk about how this kind of started for you guys in Bertrand.
So it started in we were notified by letter in April of 2011, and then in August, a representative from Nebraska Community Foundation came out and met with a group of people at that point in time and shared with us some of the details of receiving this $195,000, but it was in the form of a matching grant and what we needed to do to earn that $195,000. And at the time, it sounded like unbelievable to be able to raise that amount of money. And we were able to negotiate some terms with that and negotiated that they would give us 3 years to raise the money. And the other thing was that at the same time, there were 3 big entities in the community that were in fundraising projects that had been over a year in existence. And so we were able to open up a subsidiary account for each of those 3 entities, and any new dollars that they raised during that time frame, we could count towards our $195,000. So we weren't taking money away from the other 3 projects.
So it was a cohort almost.
It was a cohort, and it was a saving grace to all of us, because the wonderful positive thing about it was there were 2 things. It was in 2012 and 2013, and grain prices and things were very high. So we were able to utilize gifts of grain. And then the fact we raised the $195,000 in 16 months, December of 2012.
That's amazing. So an awfully good start. And it had to be, Colby, one of the things we hear a lot is we look at those $195,000 in this case, and we think, oh, there's no way. There's no way. And I think what you're hearing here is that, yes, there is ways to do this.
Yes, there are. When people come together and they have a common goal, it's very easy to get to those points. So, and then coming to a training like this, the networking that you get, like Bev said, the good ideas, the bad ideas, you take a little bit from each of them and build it your own way. And it's been fun. I haven't been doing it quite as long as Bev, but I've been doing it about 4 years, but I'm really enjoying it.
I think that one of the common threads to so many of these communities, we've talked to a lot of small communities like Bertrand, is that people want to see them succeed. I mean, and we're starting to see younger people come into, like yourself, come into some of these communities. Is that what you're seeing in Bertrand?
Yes. Yep, we are. We've actually just got a couple younger members of our group, and I think the ideas and the ideology that's coming from them is going to be a great asset for us. You kind of mix the young and the old, and you come together with a great community.
towards that in Beverly, you did a housing study. You've done some childcare stuff too, right?
Yes, we have. We learned in March of 2020 the need for childcare. We knew that there was an issue that was going to be coming, but then we went ahead and were able to host some visioning sessions and bring key people together to form a committee that was specifically interested in childcare needs in the Bertrand area. And we kind of facilitated that and then sent that group on their way with support to them in any way that they needed and to get that program going to help with that. And then in 22, we're asked if we would consider hosting an initial town hall meeting basically to address housing issues in our community and learn about where Bertrand was at and the needs. And so we wound up hosting 3 meetings, and from that, the fruition of an investment company came up, and we proceeded with that. And so we started our Bertrand Community Builders LLC in August of 22, and we're off and running to work on housing.
That's awesome. Well, probably one of the things you're seeing, Colby, is that you mentioned facilitating in maybe somebody. Do you have where somebody comes up to you on the street and goes, you know what we ought to do here? What we need in Bertrand is whatever.
Yep, absolutely. Big part of our job is to be out in the community and finding what our community wants as a whole. And yeah, we start getting, as more people get to know what the Bertrand Area Community Fund is, more people that come to us can ask us different questions. So in the 3 years that I've been involved, I've seen a great growth in the knowledge of our community fund. So,
have you seen cooperation with the local governments, the local entities to work with you too?
Yes, we have. Yep. Fortunately, unfortunately, I guess, however you look at it, a lot of the people that are involved with this community fund are involved with those other government entities. So, you got people that are doing a little bit of everything. So I think the communication and the knowledge is spread between those government agencies pretty easy.
I look at some of the things you've been involved with, the swimming pool studies, Bertrand Fire and Rescue, People Attraction Grant, and co-working space. Tell me a little bit about that, Beverly.
So that was something that NCF introduced to the affiliated funds at the end of 22.
22, I think.
Yes. And we came up with a plan that we thought would be helpful to our area and submitted an application to be part of that study. And our goal was to create a pathway to a career mentorship program for high school students and to businesses in our community, whether they be nearing retirement or wanting to expand, and to give students an opportunity to learn more about all the opportunities that there really are in Bertrand. And we are moving that forward, continuing to work with that project.
You feel like the people, Colby, are pretty progressive, that they want to get something, they want to move forward with Bertrand.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people, Bev mentioned it earlier, the Builders Club that the community's gotten behind. Once that idea got started and people started investing in it, it's amazing how many people you maybe didn't even think about, they get involved and they want to see our community moving forward. So that's something I really enjoy.
One of my favorite terms that I've heard here today is the mindset of abundance. And that idea that you've got people out there that want to do these things, that aren't afraid to work. Maybe they've got some money, but they're at least willing to get out there and find that money. And, you think about that $195,000 and thought, oh, there's no way we're going to raise that. That mindset has to have changed a lot since then, don't you think? Definitely.
The biggest part, I believe, was the fact that we needed to help educate the people of the community specifically as to what an unrestricted endowment is.
Yeah.
It is like a savings account of money that the principal of that will never be touched, that will be there for eternity, to be rolled over year after year after year. And so everyone coming up and living in the Bertrand community will be able to continue to benefit from that. And I think it's important to share with our community and to thank them the fact that because of their generosity, we have been able to give out grants equaling $264,000 since 2012. We are extremely proud of that.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. So how about goals? We have any goals coming up?
One of our big goals, our endowment is just short of $1 million right now. So, that big $1 million mark is on our minds. So that's what we're going to be shooting for here the next year or so. So I'd say that would be the number one goal right now. Yep.
Very good. Well, Colby, Gardine, Beverly, Hansen, thank you for your time here, first of all, but thank you for all the work you're doing in Bertrand.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks for the opportunity to share.
Absolutely.